Hello, welcome to a very special finance-focused episode of Mouth Dancing with your host, Young. Thank you so much for tuning in. If any of you have been paying attention to the news lately, probably aware of the big crypto crash that's going on. I don't know how many of you out there invested in crypto, but there's probably a good amount of you, right? Crypto was a huge deal. Everyone was like going all in on that and, really recommending it to their friends and family. The theory behind it's pretty awesome, actually, right? I mean, decentralized currency that's not manipulated by the government and gives people more financial freedom across borders, individually, and gives some power back to the people, right? In terms of money and all that. Because the crazy fiat currency system we have in America that's kind of based on nothing. We did have the gold standard at one point. I believe Nixon got rid of it. And then now it's sort of the petrodollar, supposedly. It's based on gas or oil. But I don't know if that's even true or not. Because I'm not an economist, alright? And I'm not a financial advisor. So let me just put this out there first of all. This is a disclaimer. Don't come trying to sue me if any of my financial advice or opinions are wrong, I'm not a banker. I don't know anything about money, actually. Or finances, really. I'm pretty bad with money, actually. So you're probably wondering why am I making a whole episode about it. Because I think that I do have some insights on it that might be useful. Because, sometimes it's kind of like the fool in Shakespeare, right? Sounds like he's saying nonsense a lot of times and kind of like, why is this guy even in the play? He's kind of just a fool, basically, and he's just blabbering. But sometimes there's some wisdom to be gleaned from the things that a fool says. So just kind of think of it that way. That's what this whole podcast is, basically. It's just the ramblings of a fool. But you can learn from a fool. I learn from myself all the time. Which is pretty awesome, actually. It's kind of like self-sustaining wisdom and intelligence. Like a fool can even learn from a fool. And I'm a fool, and I'm learning from myself when I'm blabbering. In the process of blabbering, I'm occasionally saying something that's true or just accidentally insightful. And then I learn from that, and then I become wiser. And then at some point, I think the fool transforms into a sage, or like a guru of some sort. But, don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. But yeah, let's talk about crypto. Crypto's crashing. Everyone's panicking and selling all their crypto. And people are saying it was a huge scam. And, that's what you get for investing in a system that's based on hype, basically, and nothing else, really. But I think that that's not true. I think it could work, possibly. I mean, if the American dollar works, it's based on nothing, basically, as well as just on people's faith. And just trusting that the American government is a trustworthy creditor of money, and that they'll pay back their debts. I don't know if America's always doing that, actually. Probably does a pretty poor job of it. So, yeah, I mean, maybe the dollar's not that good. Maybe in the future, the whole world is just gonna, cash out on the dollar and say, we're done with America's bucks. Tired of your greenbacks, which are based on nothing and are just oppressing us with your financial system. So we're gonna go maybe crypto, right? Maybe the whole world will be a crypto in the future, so don't throw all your crypto away quite yet. Maybe now's actually a good time to buy because it's pretty cheap. But still, doesn't it seem like crypto's lacking some sort of a central figure, like a leader? Crypto needs like a Warren Buffett of crypto type person. I'm sure you guys have heard of Warren Buffett. He's the Wizard of Wall Street, as they say. He's from Omaha, Nebraska, I believe. And he's just like this sort of grandfatherly old white guy who's really good at investing in the stock market. Everyone always goes to this guy for advice, and they just look to him for guidance and wisdom. Well, crypto needs that, right? Crypto needs some sort of paternal father figure. Well, it doesn't have to be a man, actually. It could be a woman, why not? Or maybe transgender person. Doesn't matter, right? As long as the person is really good at crypto. I don't care who it is. But yeah, crypto needs someone like that. That's my advice to the crypto world, is to find a Warren Buffett of crypto. Because it's severely lacking that. But maybe that's the whole point of crypto, is to not have someone like that. So maybe this is not a good idea, actually. Maybe people should completely ignore what I'm saying. But still, it wouldn't hurt to have some sort of figurehead, maybe. Or maybe that would lead to corruption. And this person would get evil. Because, power corrupts, as they say, right? And absolute power corrupts absolutely. So maybe having a figure, maybe that's not a good thing, actually. It's supposed to be decentralized, right? So scratch what I just said about crypto needing a Warren Buffett of crypto. That's maybe exactly what crypto doesn't need. Because what have the Warren Buffetts of the world done for stock investors? Pretty much nothing. It's not like you could just do exactly what Warren Buffett does and then you'll be as rich as him. Because if that were true, then everyone would be as rich as Warren Buffett, right? So I'm not even sure what his purpose is. It seems like he makes a lot of money just being sort of like a counselor to everyone. Like an advice person, Seems like a lot of people make money supposedly for being experts at something, but then most of their money comes from just talking about it, but not actually the thing itself. Like, I bet most of Warren Buffett's money comes from just pretending to be really good at investing in the stock market. And then his actual portfolio in the stock market probably doesn't perform that well. Because if it did, then you could just copy his portfolio, right? I'm pretty sure it's public information. So, I mean, what a bunch of bull honky, if you know what I'm talking about. So, Warren Buffett, get out of the stock market and stop pretending like you know what you're talking about. I see right through you and your nonsense. You're just basically a used car salesman. What you're selling is nothing. Just like the American dollar is based on nothing. You're just selling lies by being a really good salesman. So, let's just say, see you later to Warren Buffett. Bye-bye, Warren Buffett. Now. And that brings me to my next subject, which is the Fed. The Fed is short for Federal Reserve. Are you aware of this institution? I think it's run by Janet Yellen now. And before that, I think it was Ben Bernanke, maybe? I don't know. It's not really important who runs it. Because, they all answer to a higher authority or a group that tells them what to do anyway. And the whole Federal Reserve System is completely corrupt. They're just playing with our dollars and cents, fudging numbers or calculating them all weird to come up with stuff and printing lots of money. That's why we got inflation right now. It's because these idiots at the Federal Reserve think they're going to fix the economy by just printing a bunch of money. Then it becomes basically like monopoly money and it's worthless. And then you're going to have to be like, in those old pictures of Russia where people were going to actually this was America, I think, during the Great Depression. There was so much money, right? And it was just worthless. People would go to the grocery store with a wheelbarrow full of money just to get like a loaf of bread. They wouldn't even care if some of the money was falling out onto the road on the way there, That's where we're headed right now, thanks to the Federal Reserve, which is basically a big scam, and they actually are in control of all of our money. Our currency is run by these, crooks, basically, and they're just making up stuff as they go. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even know basic algebra. Algebra is like addition and subtraction and multiplication and division, right? If you can't do that, if you can't even do like fourth grade math, how are you going to run the United States economy? They just got there because of connections, like rich, powerful family members or friends. They own the economy, the American economy, and the American economy basically determines what's going to happen in the world economy, right? But lately, American hubris and arrogance is coming back to bite us in the ass. Kind of like a rattlesnake that you didn't know was behind you, and then you thought you're hot shit. And then, you took a step back, and then it bit you in the ass. That's exactly what's happening right now with the American economy. It's what happens, after decades of spending all your country's money on wars and shit like that, instead of investing it into the infrastructure and jobs and healthcare and education, shit that we actually need, instead of killing people across the world just to make, the military industrial complex richer. I mean, that's the whole American economy right now, is everything's geared towards war and making these contractors richer. And we need to stomp that out. So let's do that. Let's do it. Instead of just talking about it, we need to end the Federal Reserve. We need to end Warren Buffett. We need to end all the wars. And we need to get America back on track. And here's my advice for how to do that on a personal level with your personal finances, okay? And let me just put this disclaimer out here one more time. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not an economist. I don't have a degree in economics or business. I'm not a banker. Pretty much, I don't know what I'm talking about, so don't take any of this as actual advice. Just think of it as like ideas to work with. Maybe it'll help you somehow, but I can't even guarantee that. So if you have crypto, don't sell it. It's going to go back up. Maybe now's a good time to buy, actually. And get a savings account with a good interest rate so that your money's doing something instead of just sitting there. If you got any Warren Buffett books, throw them all away. He's basically a snake oil salesman. He's a charlatan. He's a grifter. He's a scam artist. And he's a fake messiah. He's like sort of an antichrist of money. So don't listen to him. He probably, drinks like baby blood or something. I don't know. That's just a hunch I have. I don't know for sure if he does. He might. Also, save as much money as possible. That's some more advice for you. Don't spend it all on like Starbucks and eating out all the time. Maybe try to cook sometimes. That'll save you some money. What else is there? Do stuff that doesn't cost money, right? Instead of going to a $30 movie and then spending $30 on refreshments, like popcorn and a cola the size of your head that you're not even going to be able to finish drinking. That in total with all the travel and time and all that, it's like $100 just to go to see a movie. Don't do that. Do something that's free. Go for a walk. Enjoy time with your family. Hang out with your pets. Go exercise instead. Burn off some calories. Go to the grocery store even and buy some snacks. That's cheaper than getting snacks and beverages at the movie theater. And instead of watching a movie, spending like 2 to 3 hours of your day watching some nonsense Hollywood propaganda, maybe you could read a book and learn something. And, the smarter you get, the more money you'll make, I think. I think smarter people are better at making money, maybe. But I don't know, that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of dumbasses who are pretty rich, so I don't know, actually. Yeah, also become friends with your banker, because if your banker likes you, maybe they'll give you some financial advice, some good tips. And lastly, try to get as high paying a job as possible. Like, if you have a choice between getting a job that pays $10 an hour and then a job that pays like $50 an hour, go with the higher paying job, because then you'll get more money in your paychecks and whatnot. And then you could save that money. Maybe you could invest it in crypto, maybe possibly the stock market. I'm not sure about the stock market, though. It seems like kind of a scam. You got your Warren Buffetts involved in that whole racket, so. And yeah, that's about it. That wraps up my finance and wealth episode of Mouth Dancing. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope some of this was helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye.